Hello everyone, and welcome. I'm VelvettB, and thanks for joining me today for a speed build of a leaf treehouse. So, leaf treehouse, interesting name, and basically it's because this is actually a shell challenge. So this was hosted by MZ Leaf, and otherwise known as Leaf, and Leaf created a shell that is shaped like a leaf, and you can see it here. This is the shell shape, so shaped like a leaf. And we had to turn it into something. So I took this leaf and I turned it into a treehouse. So what I'm doing at the moment is I'm actually turning it around and lifting it up a level. The reason that I'm doing that is because I want to basically get the squarish shape around the front of the house, and then that brings the awkward shape of the curves and everything around the back, and by lifting it up I can now actually change the height of the build and where I want it to sit. So I can put the stumps underneath because the house is going to sit on some of these stumps. So the stump that I chose is actually from Werewolves, and this is a, what did I do for the packs on this one? I think this is only game packs and EPs only, so expansion packs and game packs only. So this is actually a limited pack build, funnily enough. So only game packs and expansion packs. I don't think that I use anything else from what I remember. Yeah, no, that's right. So no stuff packs, no kits in this build. So it should be like kind of accessible for people. It's just like a creative idea, and yeah, one of the things that I do love about a shell challenge is just taking a shape and really manipulating it within the rules of the challenge to make it look different. So, you know, we're not allowed to use any additional exterior walls. So we're not allowed to change those exterior walls at all. I was allowed to change the interior walls, and I did check on that one to make sure I was allowed to change the interior walls, because, yeah, it doesn't, you want to stick to the rules if you can. So just actually creating a little bit of a porch area around the back here. So those are just going to be two sort of twin porches, and this will be a 2-bedroom 2-bathroom home. And now you'll see at some point, probably soon, once I've got the porches in around the outside of the build, you'll see like there's a bit off to the side, and I did fully build it out and then completely changed my mind after I'd fully built this like little sort of loftish kind of roof bedrooms section, and decided I didn't want to do that. So I did something a little different. I still did like a roof and then changed it. So you'll see what I do, but you will see like this little area off to the side that I kind of just skip over in the build because I delete it. It's not worth watching because I just completely deleted it and did something else about 2/3 of the way through the build. It was a really late decision, and it wasn't because there was anything wrong with it at all. Like, they were two cute little rooms. I don't know, I just decided I didn't want to do that. So I was just like, nah, see you later. Gonna change it around. So basically, the way that I manipulated the shape of this build was essentially roofs and platforms. So, that is one thing that you can do with a shell challenge. So if there's something that you want to get into is shell challenges, and it's something that you haven't spent a lot of time on, or just like discovering them, or or it's just something new to you. I don't know where you're at with the shell challenges, but just thinking about if you are wanting to take on a shell challenge, A, lots of fun, B, it's a great way to get creative as a builder and do something maybe a little bit more interesting or something a little different from what you might normally do. And I also think it's a great opportunity just to learn some different building techniques maybe, or as I said, just try something a little different and fun, and just work on some ways that maybe you can think about just changing the shapes of your builds up a little bit. That's what I was doing here anyway, just working on different ways to shape my builds, and I had a lot of fun with that. But this is basically all roof and all platforms. It's not like a huge shell under all that, but I've put it up, I've lifted it up a level, I've put it on the stumps, and then I'll do some platforms running around, and then I'll add like a roof off to the side, and that'll have like a little sitting room type area in it. And it was just all about creativity with roofing and with platforms. So that's basically it. I'm just shoving things on top of the shell, and the basic shell will stay the same underneath all that. And I did take a picture in the screenshots of just with the roof down, and so you could actually still see that the actual shell and the shape of the house was still there, because I'm like, it just looks completely not like the shell. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to prove the fact that this actually is still the same shell and that I haven't changed it at all. So yeah, that's just me getting creative. And the way that I came up with what I was doing is really, really simple. Because the shape of the shell was a leaf, I just went leaf. Leaves are on trees. Treehouse. That's it. I'm a simple person. What can I say? Leaf, tree, treehouse. That was the process for how I got there. I say that, and it seems pretty simplistic. But the reality is, you've got to think about the execution and how you're actually going to make that happen. So it's all very well that I'm creating a treehouse, but you've got to know how to do it. And, you know, that's the trick of it. So you could see what I did there in terms of moving the shell up a level. So, you know, lifting it up a level so that I could actually put something underneath on that bottom floor. You need to have definitely the move objects on and the debug cheats on. So you don't need a mod or anything like that. There's no need for a mod. You just need a couple of cheats, and then you can do this. So it's a thing that everybody can do, basically. So if you're on console, you could do it, I think, just depending on the raising up stuff. I don't see why you couldn't. But then again, I'm not a console builder, so I don't know. It might be the lifting up part might be quite tricky, but I think it's probably still doable. And yeah, so you just need the 3 cheats, and then hunky-dory, you're off and away. So it's just a matter of also finding the right balance of where the stumps are placed. Now that sounds like a weird thing to say, but I did play around with this a lot in terms of the playability of it, and it is all play tested, because I always play test my builds, or give them a quick play test, not like a in-depth 3 generations to play test or anything like that, but you know, I'll zip a sim around the house and just make sure that they can reach everything that I can think of, and off they go. But yeah, so the big thing about this is that the stumps underneath, the debug items have a footprint, right? And that's the green squares around the stumps. So what you've got to watch is that the stump footprint doesn't coincide with the route of the sims. Because if that stump footprint coincides, like say I bring some of those stumps forward, so I did end up playing with the placement of those stumps a little bit, just to make them a little bit more prominent. Because I'm building a treehouse, I just want to make it look like a treehouse, right? So this is why I was thinking bring some of the stumps forward so you can actually see it as a thing. And yeah, you do have to watch if you have got the footprint of the stump coinciding, say, with the stairs going up. You're probably going to get a routing problem with the sims. And that's what I found for myself when I was doing this and playtesting it, was that the stumps were where the stumps coincided with any sort of the routing of the sims going about their business, it did present a problem. So you do need to be aware or wary of how you place the stumps if you want to do something like this. So yeah, just a heads up, I guess. And I've been finding that, like with debug plants as well, if you are using debug plants, again, if you've got, even if you're a level above, it can present some problems as far as sims routing. So just be wary of placing things underneath buildings and that sort of thing, and just test it, because yeah, you may get the odd issue with it. And that was kind of one of the biggest things I think for me with this build, was actually just working out how to get the stumps placed, where to place the stumps, and still make the build accessible for your sims to be able to get up. But you can sort of see the platforms as I've got them now. Now this will change a bit. Those stairs off to the right there will change, because they didn't end up being particularly usable. So that needed changing around anyway. But I do keep that little platform off to the left hand side, And yes, I am looking at my hand going left, right, left, right. I'm shocking with my left rights. Anyway, the yeah, that little platform off to the side will remain in place, and then I'll just end up changing up the stairs. I don't know if I do that on camera or not, but I sometimes I record the build and then I'll do the play testing, and we'll have to change things around because not everything will work, and that's just the reality of it. Yeah, like sometimes I'll try things and I'll be like, right, I'll give it a go and we'll just see whether or not it works. And if I need to change it in playtesting, then I change it in playtesting, and that's fine. And it's always, the essence of the build is always there, but the odd thing will need changed here and there. So I, on this little deck, am making basically a little chill out area. So we're going to have like the seating, and then I just made a little custom planter, and that is basically a debug aloe vera plant and a debug planter. And then popping a little hot pool in there. And what I'm going to do is actually use a window from Island Living, and that's going to basically sit on a half wall, which you can see I'm deleting the fencing now, putting in a half wall, and then going to decorate that half wall, tra-la-la, and then put a window in it. Because I wanted to like have a little bit of privacy, but also still have the view. Because if you're going to be on like this beautiful little treehouse thing, and you're sitting on this wonderful deck, and it's maybe the summer months, and you're out in the middle of the forest, and it's just so peaceful. The birds are tweeting, the animals are doing what animals are going to do, and you're just enjoying nature, right? You're just sitting there in your hot tub. Enjoying nature in your hot tub, and you want to be able to see it a little bit. So I wanted to offer the illusion of privacy and add a little window in there, so you could still see out. But the whole idea with the window that I put in there is like it's an island living window. You can actually, looks like you can shut it and open it, so if you really did need privacy, you could shut that window. And I'm just putting in some lighting from Life and Death. And the Life and Death lighting actually has a separate pole that you can put in there. So I'm using the separate pole as well as the lights, and then using the separate pole just to sort of connect the two lights, which have been shrunk down on one level. It's just a easy way to add, I guess, a little bit of lighting. There we go. To the outside of the build, because I thought, that would be pretty. So that's why I'm doing it, because I thought it would be pretty. That's basically my building MO is, I thought that would be pretty. 9 times out of 10 anyway. Sometimes I do a not pretty build, but in most cases I will. So also using, which one is that? Is it the Love Struck lights? I think the Love Struck lights on the outside there. So I decided that the build was too dark, so I went with a lighter shade of the Horse Ranch sort of wood panels, and went with more of a mid brown than a dark brown, because I felt like with the dark balconies it just ended up looking really just far too dark. So I decided to go just a teeny bit lighter, and I thought that would be better, and added a little bit of ivy to the outside just to break the brown, and add a little bit more green to the exterior as well. And that's essentially what it is. It's just to break the brown and add a little bit of a pop of color. So, this is me adding the windows. I thought I added those earlier. Maybe I didn't. Oh well. They're from Island Living anyway. Really cute little windows, but they look like they've got little shutters on them, so you can shut it when you want the privacy. So, if you're woohooing in the hot tub, woohoo. So, you'll see things happen eventually over on the side there. There's a little roof over there. It's kind of empty at the moment, and then you'll see probably suddenly there'll be stuff in there because I skip over that. I think the problem with the rooms that I did off to the side, there wasn't actually technically a problem with them, but I didn't like the floor plan of the house with how I had to do the doors into those rooms. So I think that was presenting a problem for me. And then, I don't know, I just didn't want to have like heaps of rooms in this house. And I felt like it was going to end up being like a 3-bedroom kind of family house. And I was just like, well, I don't know. There wasn't really a big reason for it. It just maybe mostly the floor plan, to be honest, more than anything. I wasn't too worried if it was a family home or whatever. I mean, that's all good, but the floor plan was irritating me. So that's led to the changes. It is what it is, you know? So it ends up being 2 adult rooms. Although if you wanted to put a teenager in there and 2 adults, or one a teenager, one adult, however you want to make it happen, you can. If you want to put bunk beds in there and make it a family home, then go for it, I say. Go for it. So I'm just building the lounge at the moment. So part of the challenge of this build is that there are the rounded rooms, obviously, that are creating the ends of the leaf shape there. So you've got to kind of got to deal with those round rooms. How I dealt with the walls of those for the most part is I just put windows on there. Now the windows that I used for this build are Discover University. I believe for the most part. There might be like one cottage living type of window, but yeah, for the most part, this is the Discover University windows, and they're actually quite good for curves, these big windows, and work quite nicely. So I just went with that. And then there's a matching smaller Discover University window as well. Because it was matching, I thought, you know, actually that could probably work. What I'm doing here is just creating like a little fireplace section. And I was initially going to put it on the ground, and I was like, oh, hang on, I've got an idea. And so you'll see me in a second moving this fireplace out from in there, and I'm going to actually add in like a little platform. And it's just kind of, I don't know, just something a little different. I thought that'd just be cute, you know, and we can have like a cute little platform in there, and like maybe a couple of bits of wood and stuff on there, and the fire pokers. So, you know, put the stuff up there just for something different. Why not? Mixing it up a little bit. Sometimes I do that, you know, just getting a little creative. And I'm using a lot of the horse ranch stuff with this build. So it is really horse ranch heavy in terms of the flooring. It is cottage living. The wallpapers are all horse ranch. A lot of the furnishings are actually horse ranch as well. And the reason for that is horse ranch is such a great pack for rustic builds. So if you are doing a rustic build, or you love doing rustic builds, I can definitely recommend the horse ranch pack for that. It is just really great for those. And if I'm doing something like a cabin or anything like that, then yeah, basically horse ranch is my go-to for that sort of stuff. It is just perfect for it because it's a lot of woods, and you know, you've got some worn swatches as well as, you know, just really nice leather couches and big wood wallpapers, you know, things like that. So it all works out really nicely as far as, you know, having all the rustic items that I need. So thank you, Horse Ranch, for that. You really contributed to my lovely build. And around the back, we've got a couple of balconies. You see there, I've just started putting the easel on one of them. So it's like a kind of a few activities on that back balcony area. So there should be enough activities around the place. And I actually ended up creating a fitness area as well in one of the sections around the back on the other side. So yeah, it's actually quite a good little skill building cabin as well. So it's not just for vacations. I think you could actually live here quite easily. Like there's not a lot of yard space, or absolutely no yard space, because it's a tree house, so you're kind of up a tree. But, you know, you've got plenty to do around the place because of, you know, all your decking and your porches and stuff. So I think it's cool. And this is me just occurring to me that, you know what, I should put like barrels on there, because there was like a gap in the fencing that I couldn't fill just because of the curves versus platforms thing, and it was just being awkward. So I was like, right, I'm going to hide that hole with barrel. So that's what I did. As you do. So this is the other side of that little balcony around the back there, just near the stem of the leaf as such. So just putting in a cute little triangular couch. So I thought that worked quite nicely. And I thought this could be like a nice little couples area just to snuggle and maybe watch the sunset or something like that. So this is why I'm starting to put in like the bearskin rug, so, you know, they can have like a little sunset picnic out there. It'd be nice and romantic, you know, nice romantic moment in the woods. Aw, so lovely. All right. So I think this is actually where I start to decide that I have to yeet the lovely bedrooms that I did off to the side, RIP, and redo that floor plan, because I just wasn't, I wasn't happy with the floor plan. Actually, in fact, I don't think I'm quite there yet. I think I'm still trying to make it work as it is, and it's just not working. You know how sometimes you're trying to do something and it's just not working the way that you want it to. So you can sort of see here, I'm fussing around and I'm trying to make it work, and I'm working on this bedroom. So there's going to be the 2 bedrooms, as I mentioned, and I was initially going to have 4 bedrooms in that little tiny cabin, but that wasn't what was meant to be. I changed it. I probably didn't have to at the end of the day, but I did, so it is what it is. And I'm happy with the changes. It's fine. So putting in a second fireplace in here, because, you know, we've got to keep it nice and cozy and warm. I actually really like this little section, just like a cute, pretty little section with a couple of things on the shelf, and then a cute little picture with a fireplace and some wood and a poker and some lights, and it's just like simple and pretty. So I've now deleted the room off to the side, and I'm just reworking the floor plan and how that's all going to sit, where the doors are, you know, spaces and the bits and pieces that I have available, just moving things around, just shuffling things to make it all work. And you'll notice one of the colors that I am using in the build is actually green, so just a bit of a contrast color is the green, but each of the rooms will have a touch of a couple of different colors in them. So we are coming together. So 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms total. So each of the bedrooms will have an ensuite off to the side of them. So, you know, it can be, you know, quite private for a couple's retreat, or 2 couples living in the same house in the woods. Be so cute. And this is what the build will finally look like with the little triangle area out to the side, and that's just a roof, and it's going to be created into a room, so that the Sims, it's just like a little sitting room off the side of one of the bedrooms basically. And I think that ended up looking quite cute. I was happy with it. So I'm just doing like a little bit of curve, bring it out a little bit, and I'll add in some clear glass as well. So you see me doing that, just dividing up the roof into 3 sections, and the middle section will just be glass. So it's like a little sunroom. You know, you can sit there in the peace and quiet of your beautiful cabin and just gaze out at the woods and, yeah, and enjoy yourself, basically. I didn't do too much in the sitting room. I just wanted to keep it fairly simple and, you know, just a pretty room off to the side that the Sims can go in, because it is, I know, without putting the walls down, like to be able to play in those roof rooms, you have to put the walls down. And I didn't want to make it like too fiddly or too annoying to play in. So I just made this a pretty simple kind of sitting room area that wouldn't require too much walls down. If you're not a player that likes to put the walls down, then, you know, any house with like the roof rooms are probably going to be a pain for you. But I mean, if you don't mind the walls down view, then you should be all good. And you can only sort of move stuff around in those rooms really with taking the middle glass roof out of it, so that you can put things in, and then you just replace the roof just to put it all in there. But as long as you have a door into a roof, then you can create a room out of it. Isn't that cool though, that you can actually do that? I think it's neat. So this is the little fitness area that we have outside, and it's got like a basketball hoop, we've got a boxing thing, pew, 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 and then we've got a workout weight machine, couple of seats, you know, all good. You can sit out there, get your fitness up while you're on I don't know, on holiday, or while you're in between things, or I don't know what you're up to in the cabin. I have no idea, but you can get out there and get your fitness on. And then we're going to get into decorating the rest of the house. Isn't that incredible? So I'm just thinking about it. Like in the living room area, I kind of did touches of green, and then going through to the kitchen area, it actually ended up being yellow. I just realized that. I was just thinking about the kitchen. I was like, hang on a mo. I ended up going yellow and brown in the kitchen rather than the green. So, but you know what? That actually ended up making sense, because I did one bedroom green, I think, and then one other bedroom yellow. So I think I just have green and yellow throughout, which either I'd forgotten about or didn't realize. And I don't remember which one. So as I said, I love the Horse Ranch pack. It has some really great items, and I am not using them for the kitchen though. I am using the Cottage Living for the kitchen. Just again, the Cottage Living is actually one of those packs that is really good with rustic living as well, simple living. So I quite liked it for that, and because of the yellow, as you can see there, the yellow in the the counters, I think that's what led me to using yellow throughout the sort of the kitchen area, and bringing in the yellow bedroom as well, just, you know, mixing it up a little bit. There we go. And I quite like that we have the stone wall on that one side, and then we've got the wood on the other. I love the mix of stone and wood. I think that's great. I was initially going to put a mirror in behind there, but that felt too modern, so I just decided on a picture instead. It was just a matter of finding the picture that I liked, but I thought, you know what, that's kind of a leaf, and it's kind of like autumny, kind of fall-like, quite good for a cabin, so I went with that one. I think that one's from Seasons, that particular picture. And so just remember, this is a limited pack build as well, so game packs and expansion packs only for this one. And look at me, I'm remembering the light switches. Hooray, hooray. I honestly do not always remember those, so I'm always proud of myself when I do remember to put them in. I'm like, yay, Velvet! And one of the things with this shell challenge was to hide a little rubber ducky. So if you see me putting a little rubber ducky in the corner there, that's because it's the hidden one. It's the secret rubber ducky. So yeah, that's part of the cute little thing that Leaf does, is ask you to hide a little rubber ducky, or a little ducky somewhere in the build. So I hid a little ducky in the build. I forgot last time I did one of Leaf's shells, so I was like, I'm definitely going to make sure that I put a ducky into this build, because I forgot last time, and I was like, aw, forgot the ducky. But I remember this time, so it's all good. So I'm just getting the clutter into the kitchen, as you do, just making it look like it's a little bit more lived in, and that there's stuff to be done. And if you're wondering about the coffee bags and the cups off to the side of the coffee maker, those are both debug items. So I believe the coffee cups are get together, but I think you can get a base game one, and the coffee bag is base game. So if you just type in coffee, they should come up in the search bar, but you just make sure that you've got the debug cheats activated. And yeah, activate the debug cheats, which is bb.live-edit objects on and bb.show hidden live objects. Oh god, I'm having a brain fart. Let me have a look. It is bb.show-live-edit objects. bb.show-live-edit objects, bb.show-hidden objects. I'm just having a brain fart with that one. And put those on, and then type in coffee into your search bar, and they should come up. Oh, hang on, that's with oh yeah, I think they should come up. If they don't, you might have to search through debug under base game. But they should come up if you type in coffee, I think. Give it a go if you want to try it. Let me know in the comments if you do. Give it a go, try it, and it works fine for you. I'm pretty sure that it should be good if you just search up coffee in your search bar. Fingers crossed, eh? So you can sort of see this is coming together. We've done the lounge, the kitchen, the dining, and we are just onto the first of the bathrooms. So this is the ensuite for the first bedroom, and then there'll be a bedroom bathroom on the other side as well. Kept it pretty simple as far as the bathrooms go, but I didn't have like a whole lot of space to work with, so in that case I will quite often go simple. I did something a little different with like the corner cabinets. Might be weird, might not be weird, not sure, but I thought, you know what, there's some good cupboard space anyway for your knickknacks. And because I was not using any stuff packs, there's no laundry in this particular build. I do try most of the time to put a laundry into builds, because, you know, it's one of those practical things that is quite good to have in the game. And I know people like to do like the little practical little jobs and, you know, that sort of thing, but I was not using stuff packs, and of course the laundry comes with the laundry day stuff pack, so no laundry in this one. I'm not even sure if I put a faux laundry basket in. I feel like maybe I did, but not 100% on that. Oh well, it wouldn't be functional anyway, because base game comes with a faux laundry basket, but it's not a functional one, so it is what it is. And I did try to keep this a little bit more of a traditional style rather than super modern as well. So, you know, just thinking of the furnishings, not more sort of traditional, but more rustic sort of styles. And this is me stacking up rugs so they made a cute little flower in the middle of the bathroom. I don't know, it just looked cute. That's what I went with. and just changing the color of the cabinets off to the side. And then this is the first of the bedrooms. So this is our green bedroom, and the other bedroom that we will do is a yellow bedroom. So all the greens and yellows in here, which I think is cute. And there is actually, they're both reasonable sized bedrooms. So there are dressers. I think there is computer tables as well with computers, and perhaps even little seating areas too. So this bedroom gets a fireplace and the other bedroom does not. But I think the other bedroom gets like some extra seating. And I just did a cute little stacked mirror thing, and that was with the Snowy Escape mirror and the Immaculate shelving that is base game, and just added a little bit of clutter on. No, I didn't add clutter to that. I just kept it simple because I decided I didn't want to add clutter to that. I was like, no, Velvet, just keep it simple. It doesn't need to be all cluttered up. Just mirrors in the shelf, and it's just like a pretty bed decoration thing above the bed. And so that's what I did. So just adding in a little, I don't know, I guess home office kind of area, or home study area, or whatever kind of area you want. Just maybe it's your gaming area. So, you know, you don't want to go out in the woods at night because there's animals out there and it's kind of creepy. So you're spending the evening inside, and you do a little gaming in the evenings. So you've got your computer to do that, which is cool. Righto, and that is bringing us to the wardrobe section, where I kept it pretty simple again, just using the Horse Ranch hanging wardrobes thingies and sitting chair. I just quite like to put seating near wardrobes. The reason for that is, you know, I'm thinking maybe you're putting your socks and shoes on, maybe you're bending down and painting your nails, or I don't know what you're doing there, but you're doing something and you need to sit down near your near your clothes and shoes. I mostly think socks and shoes, and it's just making yourself more comfortable when you're putting your socks and shoes on, rather than having to contort yourself and you know, worry about balance and that sort of thing. So obviously we are on to the yellow bedroom here, and they get an extra TV, so that's something that we didn't get in the other bedroom, and a little console as well. So if you want to do some multiplayer gaming, you can do that in there. And again, just was thinking about things just to keep this rustic. So rather than going with a big comfy leather couch, I went with the wooden chair from Outdoor Retreat, and the little table here as well, which, you know, has like a rough kind of wood exterior, so I thought that would fit in there quite nicely. And then some more of the wardrobe. So that's again from the Horse Ranch pack. I actually really like that hanging option, just something a little different from the modern ones that we get with High School Years and Dream Home Decorator. Sorry. Sounded like a moose was like throwing up there for a second. I don't know what happened to my voice. It just went as you do. So what was I going to say? Oh yeah, I wish we had more hanging clothes option wardrobe things, rather than just having the closed off wardrobes, actually having some more hanging options for the walls in different shapes, you know. Just one of those things on my wish list. My wish list is rather long though, to be fair. So just adding in some little extra seating, so you got like a little window seat. I mean, it was quite hard to do much of anything by that curved wall. Maybe I could have been more creative, I don't know, but I thought that was cute, so that's what I went with. And I'm just finishing off the last room, which is the bathroom, and it is the ensuite to our yellow bedroom. So I will match that with the colors and do like little touches of yellow, I think, around the place. Keep it pretty simple, nothing too complicated in there. There wasn't, you know, it's not the biggest of bathrooms, so I wasn't going, you know, overboard with creative ideas. But it's a nice bathroom. It's a solid, nice bathroom with touches of yellow. You got your medicine cabinet, you got little bits of clutter, you got robes, you got towels. I mean, you got a bath, you got everything you need really to have a nice bathroom experience. What can I say? You're going to like your bathroom experience there. But I'm going to leave you guys there to enjoy the screenshots. I hope you guys have had fun, and thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.